To complete his mission, Lu Sheng reaches a suburb where many hunters are already present to complete the task. However, the hunters who went first did not return. But then 3 hunters come there to save their lives, out of which only 2 survive. Then he tells that the information given is wrong and the opponent is stronger than the information. Then our MC sets out to compete with this opponent. As soon as he reached inside, he saw that there was a monster named Naked Eyeworm who had killed all the hunters who had come here till now. Our MC and this monster are looking at each other. Our MC is very angry at this time because this monster has dared to eat humans. So our MC is very angry. At this time, golden-colored energy is coming out from Lu Sheng's body, and he thinks after seeing this monster, the total strength of such a monster should be somewhere between rank 5 and 6. It's not normal for it to be here. Our MC looks at it and realizes that it is at level 5 and 6, but what's more, the previous one was clearly at rank 7. Meanwhile, the monster comes out to attack our MC, which our MC manages to catch in time. The monster attacks our MC with his full strength, but our MC does not move away from there but remains standing there. And as soon as the monster's hand hits Lu Sheng, instead of Lu Sheng, the monster starts screaming in pain. Because as soon as he attacked our MC, his hand got damaged and he is screaming in pain because of it. Seeing that monster screaming in pain, our MC calmly comes towards him and says what happened, a noisy worm. Our MC has not been harmed even by such a powerful attack of that monster. Rather, it seems that he is thinking of playing with this monster now. The monster gets very angry after seeing his hand damaged and seeing Lu Sheng safe. He shouts in anger. After this, he attacks our MC again. But as soon as his attack comes close to our MC, his attack passes through our MC's body. The figure of our MC looked as if there was a projection there with a poor signal. Sometimes it was blurring. Sometimes it was disappearing and sometimes it was visible. The monster also gets a little confused seeing this because whatever attacks he is doing are passing through our MC's body, and none of his attacks are working. Seeing that monster troubled, our MC smiles and says, "Can you aim a little better?" Seeing his attacks going in vain for a long time, the monster immediately throws an acid attack from his mouth towards our MC. But as the acid gets closer to our MC's body disappears from there. The monster also looks here and there, not understanding what is happening because till now all his attacks have been ineffective. Just then we see that Lu Sheng is coming from the air to attack the monster. He has prepared his fist to attack that monster and an energy of the sun is shining around the fist. Along with flame energy, frost energy is also present on the other side of our MC, which means he is thinking of using both the energies together. It seems that the thick layer of ice has broken, and the magma rising below is bursting with scorching hot air. One side of his eye is burning with flame while the other side looks cold. Coming towards that monster, our MC says in a very cold voice, "Very good, now you can start shaking out of fear." Meanwhile, outside, Xiao Yeren is telling these 2 surviving hunters about our MC. Xiao Yeren tells everything she knows about our MC. As soon as they all listen to Xiao Yeren, one of the hunters, whom we have seen in the previous episode, shouts in confusion, "What did you say? It's only one student, and he is from the 7th St. Martial University." That hunter's shouting means that he still doesn't believe Xiao Yeren's words. Although Xiao Yeren hesitates a bit and says in confidence, "Yes, I looked at his student ID and mission document." Hearing all this, the hunter in front is very confused, and by looking at his face we can all find out that he is not completely satisfied with our MC yet, but he says stammeringly. His speed just now was unlike a student, not to mention a freshman. That hunter is very disturbed after hearing about such ability of our MC. He starts looking towards the building, and at this moment some thoughts start arising in his mind. That speed, as a peak rank 6, I couldn't even see a trace of him. He wonders what our MC's background is. However, the second remaining hunter also says, "We have to write a report to the Martial Arts Association and the military headquarters. Even if he's very powerful, if the monster gets angry and escapes, it would actually break into the city. Furthermore, it can even devour people and become stronger." Hearing the words of the President Kayan, Xiao Yeren quickly takes out her phone and moves ahead to give information to the association and the headquarters and asks them all to wait here and I will come right away. While they were talking, suddenly there was a violent roar in the unfinished building located far away. Our MC is in the buildings from where the sound is coming, and the roaring sound coming is enough to throw the people standing outside away from the pressure. The sound of roar continued to come from the incomplete building for a long time. At first the sound was slow, but gradually it started getting louder. At this time, such a sound was coming from the building as if someone was hitting the ground with a hammer with full force, and due to it hitting the ground, such a powerful pressure sound was coming. There, along with those two hunters, Xiao Yaren and all the policemen, their faces became very serious and they could only get a few words out of their mouths. What is this and what is happening in the building? After a while the roar suddenly stopped and the unfinished house became completely silent. Here in the building we see that the monster is still alive, but looking at him it seems that his condition is not good. The roaring sound that was coming may have been the sound of its beating. Its meat tongue, which was eating humans with great pleasure some time ago, does not seem to have the strength at the moment. Then after this our MC throws him on the ground, due to which he screams in pain. The monster which was continuously attacking a moment ago is now just lying on the ground, half dead. However, our MC does not want to leave this monster like this. He grabs its hand and starts spinning it around in the air, and starts tossing it here and there. The monster is just helplessly getting beaten by our MC and starts screaming in pain every time he hits something. However, after doing this for some time, our MC notices that this monster has no life left, so he throws it on the ground. Our MC is a little confused after seeing the dead monster. Is it dead? I think that fall was fatal. After this, Lu Sheng throws the monster's dead body out of the building. Seeing the monster suddenly coming out of the building, the people standing outside get a little scared and their faces become very surprised. The middle-aged old man hunter standing outside sees the monster and says, "The monster is trying to run away from here, take cover quickly." Before they can do anything, the monster falls to the ground. He is not moving, so they all know what happened to the monster. Seeing such a dangerous monster dead in front of him, the scarred-faced hunter says, "The naked eye worm monster is dead." Xiao Yaren is also surprised and says he has been inside for less than 5 minutes. The faces of all of them are in confusion. No one can believe that the monster was killed before 5 minutes. All of them are looking at the monster when suddenly Lu Sheng also comes there. Xiao Yaren gets a little surprised after seeing him. Then Lu Sheng looks at Xiao Yaren and says, "The mission is done, please remember to adjust the difficulty." Just then, the old man hunter bows to Lu Sheng and says to him, "After the naked eye worm monster's corpse is processed, the profits made will be sent to your account right away." The old hunter thanks our MC for the help. Lu Sheng looks at that person after listening to him, but he is not saying anything yet, due to which the old man thinks in his mind. So scary, he is so relaxed. It's so easy for him to deal with such a strong monster, it's truly unbelievable. Then our MC says with a little smile, "No need, the profits can be given to the families of the ones who have perished. A rank 7 monster is enough for several families that have lost their breadwinner to survive for the rest of their lives." Hearing this from Lu Sheng, the old man gets an emotional look in his eyes and he says emotionally, "Thank you so much for this." After killing this monster and discussing here, now our MC has to leave from here, so he asks Xiao Yaren, "Could you call a cab for me because our MC will have to leave from here by taking a high-speed train?" But Xiao Yaren, after listening to our MC, offers him to come in her car and says that she will take him there. Our MC smilingly accepts Xiao Yaren's offer and thanks her for it. When our MC accepted this offer, Xiao Yaren was able to see the shining feeling on our MC's face. She was imagining our MC's good looks in her eyes. Thinking about this, Xiao Yaren's face turned red and she started thinking in her mind that he is not only strong but also hot. Gradually other thoughts started coming in her mind, where she was imagining Lu Sheng holding her and calling her a little wild cat and saying, "Little wild cat, tonight I want to." All these thoughts are going on in Xiao Yaren's mind at this moment. And thinking about all this, she is blushing red. At this time Lu Sheng is looking at her to see what is happening with her. And at this time Xiao Yaren is lost in her thoughts, saying, "No, not there." However, our MC is a little suspicious about this monster because he feels that there is something wrong with it. So thoughts start running in his mind. But it's really strange, a nearly rank 7 monster was able to easily breach through the front line and end up in a small city like Namping. Although it has happened before, most of the monsters weren't that strong. And if they ran into the border, they were stopped and then defeated by the Martial Arts Association and the military. This time it landed in Namping with no warning, which is quite strange. Our MC wonders if someone is behind this because he feels that this monster should not have come here without warning. So friends, chapter ends here. Now what will happen next, we will know in the next chapter. And don't forget to give number out of 80 to the chapter, and we will meet in another video. Till then, goodbye. Now what will happen next? You can tell your opinion by commenting. And don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the video too.